afternoon, I'm Shawnee Yao, and this is One News Now. The provincial prosecutor of Tarlac has found probable cause to indict Police Senior Master Sergeant Jonel Nuezca for 2 counts of murder after shooting an unarmed mother and son on Sunday. Previous records show that the suspect, described by some as trigger-happy, is no stranger to homicide cases. Justine Punsalang has the report.
Senior Master Sergeant Jonel Nuezca has surrendered after shooting to death 2 of his unarmed neighbors on Sunday. Nuezca appeared at a municipal police station in Pangasinan about an hour after the incident that took place in Paniki, Tarlac.
Kasi native siya ng Urdaneta City and Rosales Police Station is madadaanan mo siya going to Urdaneta. Siguro ang first thinking niya is umuwi doon sa kanila doon.
In a now viral video, Nuezca is seen having a heated discussion with 52-year-old Sonia Gregorio and her 25-year-old son, Anton. Other people in the residential compound in Barangay Cabayawasan can be heard shouting and attempting to pacify both parties. After several minutes, Nuezca's daughter appears in the scene.
Okay. My father is a police man! I don't care!
The policeman then shoots the 2 victims using his gun at a close range in the presence of his own daughter and other minors. The victims' relatives admit that Anton and some of his cousins and nephews were drinking and firing off boga, an improvised cannon.
Sinapak niya po si kuya ko. Sabi niya po, pulis ako, huhulihin kita kasi hindi pwede yung boga. Hindi naman po lumaban sila mama ko.
Their argument escalated to the point that their previous altercation concerning property right-of-way was rehashed.
Pag-ano ng right-of-way at saka yung ng titulo, pag-aayos ng titulo. Ilang beses nang ginawa niya puro sugod.
According to residents of the barangay, Nuezca, who was assigned in Parañaque City, is not originally from the area.
Yung pulis po, dayo lang dito, nakapangkasawa lang dito. Kaya hindi namin alam kung ano ang background niya.
Initial investigation has revealed that Nuezca was previously dismissed of 2 counts of homicide due to lack of evidence. The Philippine National Police has condemned his recent killings and assured that a double murder charge against him is underway. The PNP appeals to all policemen to constantly practice maximum tolerance to avoid such altercation.
Nakakalungkot po kasi hindi po talaga nararapat ang ginawa ng pulis. Lalong-lalo na nasa pangangalaga niya ang isang baril na pwede niyang gamitin na supposedly laban sa kriminal pero ginamit niya sa mga inosenteng tao.
Interior Secretary Eduardo Año also denounces the act but calls it an isolated incident that should not lead to hasty generalization. For its part, Malacanang has assured the public of an objective investigation into the killing. Palace spokesman Harry Roque says Nuezca cannot invoke his job as a cop as a defense.
Magkakaroon po ng katarungan dahil nakita naman po natin ang ebidensya ng pangyayari. Hindi po yan po protektahan ng presidente, kinokondena po natin yan.
For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
And still on the shooting in Tarlac, lawmakers and minority groups are seeking justice for the victims. Senator Panfilo Lacson has called on authorities to spare no effort to make sure that Senior Master Sergeant Jonel Nuezca rots in jail. While Bayan Muna Representative Eufemia Culiamat says that not only Nuezca, but also other erring cops should not get away with their crimes. For House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco, the incident highlights the need for PNP personnel to be reminded about the responsible use of weapons. And for its part, the Human Rights Commission is calling for an end to the culture of impunity, urging the government to look into all allegations of arbitrary killing. The CHR also appealed to the public to stop vilifying the minor involved in the incident, as this could cause irreparable trauma. In other news, COVAX has guaranteed that a good number of Filipinos will receive vaccines in 2021. However, the shots will arrive in batches. For the details, Greg Gregorio joins us live from Mandaluyong. Hi, Greg. What's the latest and when's the soonest that we can get our hands on this COVAX vaccine?
Sean, the health department says the organizers of the COVAX facility are confident that 20% of the Philippine population will be assured of COVID-19 vaccines by 2021. The COVID-19 Vaccine Global Access Facility, or COVAX, is a global initiative led by Gavi along with World Health Organization and other groups. COVAX aims to supply an equitable allocation of COVID-19 vaccines to more than 100 participating countries. In a meeting with COVAX organizers last Friday, Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergara said that the organizers committed to deliver the delivery of the shots within 2021, but through batches. With this, Vergara said that health workers may be prioritized depending on the quantity of the initial batches. COVAX is only one of the avenues that the Philippine government is using to secure vaccine supply for the target mass vaccination next year. The country is also in talks with 22 vaccine developers across the globe. Some have expressed interest to conduct clinical trials in the Philippines, while others are for vaccine distribution. Included in this list are China's Sinovac and 3 American firms, namely Pfizer, Moderna, and Arcturus Therapeutics. While no deal has been finalized yet, Vergara pointed out that any of these manufacturers may already submit an application for Emergency Use Authorization, or EUA, in the country. Sean, the health department also assures the public that all other logistical requirements for the target mass vaccination next year are being addressed. This includes the syringes that will be used, as well as the cold storage facilities that might be needed, from 2 to 8 degrees to as low as minus 70 degrees cold storage facilities. Sean?
Thanks for that, Greg. That was News 5's Greg Gregorio joining us live from Mandaluyong City. Meanwhile, the health department logged around 1,700 new COVID-19 cases on Monday. Of the 461,000 total infections, more than 23,400 are still considered active. 10 people died of the virus overnight, pushing the death toll to more than 8,900. Total recoveries now stand at around 429,000, with 82 new survivors reported in the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, global COVID-19 infections have breached the 76 million mark based on a Reuters tally. Europe still has the highest number of cases with 21.6 million, followed by North America with 17.9 million, Latin America with 14.5 million, and Asia with 13 million. 18.5 million new cases were also recorded in the past month. That is the highest reported number of infections within 30 days since the start of the pandemic. We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Cagayan River has reached critical level while 4 gates of the Magat Dam remains open. Let's get the latest on the situation from Cagayan with Romel Lopez joining us live from Tuguegarao City. Hi Romel, kamusta dyan?
Yes, Sean, more than 24,000 individuals have been evacuated anew here in Cagayan due to another flooding. This time, it is caused by the tail end of a frontal system and the northeast monsoon or amihan. In some towns such as Alcala, rescue operations are ongoing as floodwater is still rising. Some residents, however, opted to stay at their homes, saying they have gotten used to the flooding. They added that they cannot leave their houses and other belongings behind. As of the moment, parts of Cagayan River have reached the critical water level of 11 meters. Four gates of Magat Dam have been opened this morning to release water in anticipation of continuous rain. The provincial government of Cagayan admits that they are now operating under a tight budget. This as the province have been dealing with the flooding problem since October. Just last month, massive flooding triggered by Ulysses sank most of the parts of Cagayan. Sean, the city government of Tugigaraw has suspended all government work and classes until Tuesday, December 22. Pag-asa says the rains are still expected over the region due to the combined effects of amihan and the frontal system. Sean?
Keep staying safe up there. Romel Lopez of News 5 joining us live from Tugigaraw. Tropical depression Vicky has left 8 people dead and 2 others injured, according to the NDRRMC. 5 of the fatalities were recorded in the Caraga region, while regions 8 and 9 reported 3 deaths in total. 1 person is still missing from the Caraga region. Agriculture Secretary William Dar says that Vicky's damage to the sector in Mindanao is currently at 10.5 million pesos. Despite this, the Secretary assures that rice supply remains sufficient. And hospitals are bracing for firecracker-related accidents this holiday season. Health workers say they will exercise extra caution by treating all patients as possible carriers of COVID-19. Ria Fernandez has the story.
Hospitals in Metro Manila are bracing for possible firecracker-related accidents this holiday season. This despite the government anticipating a decline in such injuries due to lockdown restrictions. East Avenue Medical Center in Quezon City will accommodate firecracker victims in their main emergency room until December 28. After that, these patients will be accommodated at the emergency room second level, just like in the previous years. The Philippine General Hospital in Manila is also bracing for the holidays.
But the hospitals will be implementing certain changes in protocols due to the continuing threat of COVID-19. Each firecracker victim will be treated as probable carrier of the virus.
With this, firecracker victims without face masks and face shields will not be allowed to enter the hospital's premises. If they manifest COVID-19 symptoms, they will immediately be moved to the COVID ward.
So, meron kaming at least 250 beds that are available for COVID-19 patients if biglang dumagsa ito sa amin.
We have to make sure, no? So we have a rapid way of testing if that person has COVID.
Both hospitals admit facing a more difficult scenario in welcoming the new year due to the expected surge in COVID-19 cases. They said that firecracker victims should not hesitate to seek medical help, assuring them that there will be a sufficient number of health workers during these times.
At napakabilis lang naming malaman kung may COVID o wala dahil meron din kami nung mga rapid antigen test at meron din kami nung tinatawag na gene expert, no? So in 1 to 2 hours, alam na rin namin.
Nevertheless, health workers are urging the public to just celebrate in the comfort of their homes to avoid any untoward incident. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao, and we are One News.